The president's son, Sharaf Mahama, hosted Anthony Joshua over the past few days and then organized boxing competitions. And this has led to the British Boxing Authority to write to Ghana Boxing Authority asking that they call Sharaf to order. Why is that? But well, other Ghanaians too believe, and this whole Sharaf organizing boxing competition, could this be Jankroma 2.0? Well, we're about to get into it. I am a bit skeptical. Why? Because we know that we are people that have survived 8 years of bad governance. And because we don't want to find ourselves there, we are hasting to say that anything that looks like what we've gone through should be declared bad. But is it not also very important that in the quest of not wanting to be at that bad place where we were in terms of governance and how, people use public office, is it not important that we are careful not to throw dirt on something that is good? Or because we've been here before, even without investigating, even without all the facts, we declare it that it is bad because we've been there before.
True. Right now it's PTSD. Ghanaians are so on their alert when it comes to governance and people around governance, right?
Right.
So Sharaf, when you take the individual brand as Sharaf Mahama, his uncle is Ibrahim Mahama. His father is the president, John Dramani Mahama.
So you want to go at a tangent that he's from a rich family? Well, people will tell you Jankroma is also from a very rich family.
I was just laying a foundation to say, ideally, that shouldn't be a problem. His uncle is Ibrahim Mahama, his father is John Dramani Mahama, right? But because of the Jankroma and the Kufuor administration and what we saw with our eyes, the shege we saw, right?
You have been very particular about that.
Yes, because we know that in the past we had presidents who appointed the nuclear family members into official government positions, and we had issues with it then. We still have issues now. Right. But the Kufuor took it to the next level. And you and I agree. I don't understand why, as a president's daughter, you look into your daughter's eyes and say, I'm giving you appointment to go and head an institution like Creative Arts Agency. Give her contracts like ambulance spare parts. She's not greedy. She also recruited her husband or boyfriend or whatever it is to also join in the business. So Ghanaians have every right to question what Sharaf is doing now, in your famous word, in this 6-month-old government, right?
Right.
I don't have an issue with that. So let's delve into the issues proper. But I'm just saying that Ghanaians have PTSD, and that is the only thing that is making people say, hey, I hope, or we hope, that it is not government's money in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, so now in diving into the issue proper here, we want to see if truly what Akufo and Jankroma did in their 8 years is the same as what Sharaf Mahama is doing with Legacy Rise and his boxing promotion thing. Now, if you look at one, you would see that there is heavy government involvement. Thereby, by heavy, I mean government is giving out money, putting in money, contracts that is costing the state like a lot of money. Now you come to Sharaf. This is a young man who has his company going called the Legacy Rise. And for me, I heard of this company during the campaign period. So if people make it want to look as if this is just coming because his father has become president, then I think we are not being truthful to the conversation. But here, what is wrong with a young man with his company organizing boxing competition and is able or capable enough to invite a world champion to come and witness all of this? And how do you then juxtapose that to Jankroma taking millions of dollars of contract to work on? How would the two?
So let's separate the issues. A Sharaf Mahama doing this in 2024 was none of our business.
Okay.
Because he's a private person, he has his private business running. Nobody has an issue. But the moment we elected his father to be the first gentleman of this land, he is no longer on his own again. He's part of a first family. Are we taking care of their security or not?
Yes.
Are we paying for their home to be kept or not?
Yes.
They are very important in the scheme of things in this country.
But
people have issue with what we term as influence peddling. He may be doing this from his own pocket, but he's no longer, even Sharaf is no longer a private citizen anymore. Right?
Right.
So people have issues when it comes to someone who is not a private citizen. Now you have influence. They are asking relevant questions. One, the facility you even use, did you pay for it?
Wow.
It's not as if he can't pay for it, right? But the influence peddling we are talking about is perhaps if he didn't pay for this facility, that one is even a red flag.
Okay.
Two, the monies you use to bring all these stars. Anthony Joshua is no mean boxer. Charlie heavyweight.
Right.
Proper boxer in all sense of the word. So how were you able to bring this guy down? We are not saying you can't do it, but we are asking questions because now you are so close to power that we don't want to hear later that a something foundation sponsored you. A government agency used the CSR to sponsor sporting events. No. That is why we are asking relevant questions now in this 6-month-old government, and then we don't even wait till after 4 years when your father is done with his term. We come and hear some of these things, and it becomes like you take advantage of the system because your father was president.
Okay.
So in as much as it's argumentative, we are asking, and if he feels like he owes us an explanation, this is the time to come out with a statement, come out and say, I am doing this under my company, strictly, no government influence whatsoever, and we'll move on with our lives.
First of all, before anything, Sharaf Mahama is a citizen of Ghana before any other thing. Even before being the first family, he's a citizen of Ghana. And if you are a citizen, of course, you have the right to do certain things, right?
Yeah.
Now, like I said, this is a young guy who has a company that is promoting boxing. And we all know that the family he's from, he has an uncle who is known for his philanthropic duties. So how far-fetched is it that Sharaf Mahama can't secure funding from, say, his uncle to make this happen? You see, so the point I'm trying to make is that it is very important we look at the personalities at play here, because we have, it's not as if we have someone who we would question their wealth or question their integrity and all of that, because all that comes to play. We all know he has an uncle who is very rich, who is even helping people who go to hospital and takes care of their bill fully. So how much more his nephew? That is very possible. So yes, if he feels he owes us an explanation, then he can come forward. But for us, truly, do you think it is fair to say that we can compare this to what we experience between Akufo-Addo and his family?
So far as we are humans, anything is possible. In fact, it is possible that we'll get a second Jankroma if we don't ask the relevant questions now. This should just tell the government, his father especially, it should just send a signal to him that people are very alert. And so if now they are even conceiving the idea of any state agency supporting his private activities, they should think twice. I don't mind if your father or your uncle is giving you their personal money to run whatever you are running. What we don't want to hear, what we don't want to see is that, quote and unquote, GMPC Foundation gave you X amount of money just to do your private thing that will bring you profit. Because tell me, apart from bringing Anthony Joshua, which adds to the tourism and the buzz around him being in Ghana. What would you and I benefit from what he did?
People are of the opinion that by that singular action alone, he has risen the boxing fraternity again.
And then somebody will also say that during Akufo-Addo's time, they rose the rap industry by bringing in Meek Mill.
No,
we are just saying
let's
that
be fair to the
as a
conversation.
as a private citizen, you have your aim, you have your interest, you have your profit aim you are aiming at. Don't use state funds or influence you have to use state things to do what you are doing. That's all we are cautioning him on.
Okay, so Kingsley, what if even if I to go with what you are saying, it means that public interest only arises when maybe government is being affected or is paying more. Or
yes.
Now you look at this legacy rise. Now you ask the question, how much financial obligations did the government have to this program?
That's what we are saying.
How much
that
financial commitment?
In the heat of the thing, we won't know. In the heat of the thing, we won't know. We only find wrongdoing in the current governments when they are done with their term. True or false? Every current government, we only find out their wrongdoing. How many times did we not hear that there are ghost names on the maybe NSS scheme? They will tell you they've gotten rid of names, and then later you find out that there are ghost names there. So until they are out of power, we won't know what they are doing. But we are just saying that if you claim you want to be in power for 60 years, do the right things now that you are 6 months old.
You see, Kingsley, we are building a nation, right?
Of course.
Yes, and everyone's action should be towards the good of the nation. Okay?
Okay.
I mean, that should be the ideal situation.
Yes. Because even in Jan Nkrumah's era, remember that she said she beautified Accra without taking a penny from the government.
Wow.
We only realized that she took it in another form as ambulance spare parts deal. So we are saying that, Sharaf, you don't have any government official position. Don't let them influence you if they are giving you money. Take it as individuals giving you money, but don't let them lure you into taking money from any government institution. That Ghanaians will not be happy with you, and even with your party by extension.
Wait, if there is sponsorship deal coming from the government and he's a businessman, I mean, why
conflict of interest? Don't even think it. Don't. If you think you would take this money and it will influence you as a private citizen by taking the money from government organization and it will affect the image of your father's governance, don't do it. That is my advice to him.
Well, do you agree with Kingsley's advice? Well, let us know in the comments section and share this with a brother, a sister, a friend. Until we come your way next time, make sure you're a great citizen. We are.